All right, so welcome, happy Wednesday. Does anybody have anything they want to share or some concerns or questions they want to ask before I get started?
Well, I had a couple of questions, but I worked through them by just reading back through the notebook. I couldn't find one of the vitamins, and because some of the labels aren't the same as what they're listed on the sheet in the book.
Mhm.
So I figured out which one it was. And the first day I started was Monday, and I was in a horrible mood, and the appetite appeaser was not helping.
No.
And to yesterday and today, I'm back to myself, so I'm doing okay now. I don't know why I was such a bad mood the first day.
Well, it's scary starting new things, I think, first of all, and growth is often painful. It before it how does that go? Growth is often a painful process. Change hurts before it heals. So, but and let me just say this to all of you guys. Yeah, let me just apologize for some of the names of the supplements have changed a little bit because we couldn't get our supplements, so we had to scramble. We already had the books printed, so we had to scramble to get replacements that were at least close, if not better, than what we were providing. So, like the probiotic is called Therabiotics or something. So, and the shake's got a different name. But once you kind of get past that, it starts to get easier and easier. So I'm glad you went through the book and figured it out. But that's what I'm here for, you guys. If you guys, especially if the names of the product isn't matching what you think it's supposed to say, because I say probiotics, but the name on the bottle says Therabiotics.
Yeah.
So is
That's
that,
what I
well,
was
they're
going to do.
simple.
Was I was going to ask you today if I couldn't figure it out. So, but I did. So it's good now.
It's hot, cold,
Awesome.
Oh,
I'm glad that you figured it out. Awesome.
hot.
hot, cold, or just hot, hot?
Hot cold.
Just that.
Yeah, I think that's it.
My
Yeah.
password.
Peggy?
I'm sorry. My
Well,
son
you're
just
welcome
walked
to
in.
ask any
It shouldn't
questions,
matter
but if
anyway.
you want
You
to,
put your email in there, right? You put it.
Maggie?
Yeah, I'm not talking now.
Okay, so if you want to, if you have the TV on or if you have company, if you want to mute and then unmute to ask a question, do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay. Um, I think, are you on a phone or on an iPad or on a
I'm on
desktop?
oh, I see it. I pressed the thing. I get it. I found it. I'm on a
Oh,
phone, but I figured it out. Thank you.
very good. So yeah, if there's TV on or something, just mute. But all this goes with all you. Please feel free to unmute and ask questions as they come up.
Okay.
So,
Anyways,
all right. Let's see. All right, so we've been doing the series on fitness, and we did the physical fitness a couple weeks ago. Last week we did the physical fitness, but it would not be complete if I didn't wrap things up with the series with the spiritual fitness. And you might be going, well, what does that have to do with my gut? I came here for gut health. And guess what? I am going to connect those exact dots today and how your spiritual fitness is literally connected to your gut. And that will all make sense in the next 45 minutes or so. So hopefully it makes sense in the next 45 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we've got our agenda. I do have some shout outs and some welcomes, why it's important, what it is, what is spiritual fitness, how to get there, how does it affect our physical body and our gut specifically, but all the things, and how this all fits into the success formula, which I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks as well. And then, of course, there's Q&A. And we have a bonus. We got a special guest joining us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time for a guided meditation. So if you guys can join that, I think it's going to be really great. It's not going to be me this time. So hopefully you can join that. But if you're going to join, if you can come on time, I think it will be helpful, because if you join in the middle of a meditation, you might not be in the right space. I think she'll wind us down before she gets to the good part. So, with that being said, let's go to our funnies. I don't know if you've ever watched The Big Bang Theory, and what's his name? He's like, with spiritual growth journey, be like, why? Because he always says, why? Oh, that's why. So if you ever saw him, that you could hear the tone in that. So let's see. Some shout outs. Tina, she's down 7 pounds already, and she just got started. Another client, she said it's life changing for her. I don't want to say her name. I feel like this is kind of personal, but she can get out of the tub by herself without help. She said this is a life changing. She could not do that before this program. She's been on this program with a lot of obstacles, and she's still losing weight, and she's lost enough weight that she can do things like get out of the tub, which a lot of people take for granted. So there's a lot of other good, positive benefits as well. Um, Patrice, Patrice told me she woke up with her new body and mind, which I thought was really, really cool. And she's down 12 pounds. So congratulations to you, Patrice, as well. Awesome. Yes, congratulations. All right. So we went over there's the types of fitness, physical fitness. We went over the modalities of exercise, and what fitness really is. Mental fitness was just mindset, getting out of your own way, kind of a thing. And then, of course, this week we'll talk about spiritual fitness, and there's always financial fitness, but I will not be talking to you about that because I am not an expert in that field. Okay. So, what is spiritual fitness? I just looked it up in the dictionary, wanted to see what they had to say. It says the beliefs and practices that strengthen your connectedness and source of hope, meaning, and purpose. Spiritual fitness is critical in developing overall wellness. So it has to do with your physical body. It has to do with your mental state as well. So they're all three connected. So I would love some participation if you guys can. I do have a list that I will show you, but I would like to hear from you. What do you guys think? Why do you guys think spiritual fitness might be important? Does anybody have a guess?
I think it gives us hope.
Very good. I think that's on my list. Very good. Excellent. Anybody else have a guess? I got someone in chat, maybe.
Hi, Tammy. I know I'm not on Zoom because I have to drive. I mean, I'm not on Face, but I think spiritual fitness, if you don't believe in yourself, then it's your own spirituality. I mean, you can connect to whoever source is for you, but if you are not at peace with yourself, then it affects everything that goes forward and how you interact with people and how you go about your day. Are you living in anger or are you living in joy? And I know that from other weight loss journeys and getting myself ready, when it becomes joyful, it just happens. Like stuff will fall, the weight will come off, you'll be eating and just be joyful. It's not a chore. So for me, that's what I consider it to be.
I goosebumps. That was a beautiful answer.
Very
Thank you
well
for that.
said.
And that couldn't be more spot on. Could not be more spot on. And that is true. That is true. If we're fighting it like, oh, this is hard, and oh, I can't have my favorites, and I can't have this, and I can't do that, and I have to go exercise, and I have to, all the stress and the bound and the white knuckle. She's right. You're going to hang on to that weight. It's not going to be an easy process. But if we can get a little bit more peaceful within and a little bit more quiet and do some of the things, I'll go over on how to get there shortly. But boy, that was a fabulous answer, better than I could have said. So thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm just going to go through the list that I have. So for growth, this is how we grow as human beings. We were talking about the mindset of growth or decay on Monday. We went pretty deep into that and how that works and how to have a growth mindset. Developing as human beings. If we have a spiritual fitness, it helps us develop as human beings. It helps us grow. It helps us develop. It can really be a a stress reducer if we rely on, as she said, source, God, whatever you're believing in, whatever you're uh, praying to, or whomever you're praying to. It helps reduce stress. I know if I don't feel alone, that helps reduce my stress. If I feel like I'm connected, that reduces my stress. Can also give us some hope, perseverance, knowing that we have some kind of connectedness, resilience, and coping. Bad things happen. We lose jobs, we lose friends, we lose spouses. Things happen in life. Different bad things happen. A lot of different things happen. And if we have some kind of spiritual fitness or a place to go, a place to rely on, it helps us cope with some of these not so good days in life. It's also going to fill us with some fulfillment and joy and connectedness. Having some kind of connectedness or joy or fulfillment raises our vibrations. It also can help with self-awareness and self-reflection. If part of your spiritual fitness practice is journaling, which I hope it is, this does give us a lot of self-awareness. When we write our stuff down, it really kind of puts it literally in black and white right in front of us. And it gives us an opportunity to reflect on self and to reflect on how can we have done things better? What could have I said to that person that I care about instead of what I actually said? Or, all of that sort of stuff. Or, what food choices could I have made better? So I love that one, self-awareness and self-reflection. And then also can help with the healthy physical body. And I am going to go into that specifically right about now. Okay, so how we feel matters. We talked about that in depth yesterday. Your feelings are a huge part of how our bodies are responding. So we've got what's called the autonomic nervous system, and it sounds like it's automatic, and it is. And we need both of these two systems to survive. We can't live without either of them. We've got the sympathetic and we've got the parasympathetic. So the sympathetic is the fight or flight. The parasympathetic is the rest or digest. And we absolutely need this fight or flight because, like the picture below, if there's a guy with a knife chasing us down a dark alley in a not so good part of town, we have to get into that fight or flight state. That's going to save our life. That will keep us alive. Because if that guy catches me, it's not going to probably end well for me. So I need to get ready to run or to fight back. So what happens? My heart rate goes up. My blood pressure goes up. It has to. It has to get me alert. It has to get blood pumping to where it needs to go and get me prepared for that running or for that flight. Peripheral vasoconstriction. The body is really brilliant. It's just every time the more I learn about the body, it's pretty amazing. So the peripheral vasoconstriction is like mostly for your arms or for your peripheral area, the outer area. So if I am to get in a fight with this guy with the knife, I'm not going to bleed out as quickly. So there's less blood running through my arms. It's in the middle. It's getting me ready to run. But if he does hit me with that knife, I'm not going to bleed out as fast. The eyes will dilate, and that's for the purpose of being able to see any other piece of danger that's in my space. I need to know that right here and right now. Now, here we go. Also, When I'm running from a guy with a knife, do I worry about having to go to the bathroom? No. Am I worried about digesting the food that I just had for dinner a little bit ago? No. My insides, my gut, specifically my gut stops all of those things because right now I gotta be prepared to fight or run as fast as I can possibly run. So when we're in fight or flight, digestion and elimination stops. Also, your immune system stops. If you have been exposed to the flu or COVID or some kind of bug or some kind of infection, which is microscopic, but there's a guy chasing me with a knife, guess what? He's the bigger threat. So my body has made the decision to stop doing the thing about, worrying about that little bug, that little COVID bug, or that little flu bug. It's not gonna worry about that right now because that's the least of my concerns. Right now, I've got the concern of the guy with the knife chasing me. So my immune system stops. So the problem is we live a lot of times in fight or flight far longer than we should. We're living stressful lives. We've got bosses, we've got aging parents, we've got teenage kids, which which are stressful enough by itself. We've got traffic, we've got bills, we've got raising cost of gas, we've got, politics and all the things that really stress us out. And when we're in full stress and full flight or full fight or full flight, we are in constant state of poor digestion, poor elimination. We're constipated. We're not worried about going to the bathroom whatsoever. We're not worried about fighting that little bug. So, but when we live in this space too long, that's how we get sick, and that's how we get gut issues, and that's how we get the inflammation, which leads to all the other things, and probably some of the reasons why you're here. Now, the parasympathetic, hopefully, I get out of that dark alley. I find a safe place. I find a police station. I go inside and whew, I feel safe. My heart rate comes back to normal. My breathing will come back to normal. My digestion will begin again. I might realize that I have to go to the bathroom now. And then my immune system will resume. That's right, there's a little COVID bug running around my body. I better tend to that now. Which is great. The problem is we stay in fight or flight far more than we come over to the rest and digest. And so that's why I believe that having a spiritual fitness program or practice, I should say, in your life, if it's daily, hopefully it's daily, maybe it's a couple of times a day, it's right before you go to bed and first thing when you wake up, or maybe it's before every meal, or whatever you want it to be. Whatever your practice is, it helps you come over to the rest and digest place so that your gut and your digestive system and your immune system can start functioning properly. The problem is we get in these loops. We have a life event. Which creates some beliefs about ourselves and what we're capable and the stories that we tell ourselves. We have thoughts and feelings about those stories, which makes us decide certain things or decide in a certain way, which leads to the actions and the behaviors that we take, which will always lead to outcomes, which leads to another life event. It's like I mentioned this yesterday. We get up, and something happens. We get up and we stub our toe. We're late for work. I go to put my bra on, the strap breaks. I finally get in my car, I'm rushing off to work, and I hit every red light. I get on the freeway and it's bumper to bumper traffic. I get to work and the boss yells at me and my colleagues didn't do what they were supposed to do, so I have to do the work of 3 people. I get back in that traffic, come home, same thing. I get home and then I scroll on social media or turn the news on and I watch more things that make me feel a certain way. And all of these events trigger another negative event. And so we almost get used to feeling that tense, that triggered, that anger, that pissed off, that, and it becomes our normal. And we live in that fight or flight because this is how we do our day. And it's so the same thing comes with if we wake up and we have a good day and we hit every green light. So I'm going to go into that, how we go into that. Oops. Let's see. So as you can see, Monday we talked about the wheel of life and how if it's everything's at a 10, our spirituality, our relationships, our career, our financial, our relationships, or all the things, if they're all at a 10, we're going to have a pretty smooth life. If they're jagged, if we're at a 1 with some things and a 5 with some things and a 7 with some things, there's going to be some turmoil, so to speak. So that's why the spiritual fitness kind of helps us at least come to peace with where we're at, acceptance to where we're at, and grateful for where we're at. So what you think, how you feel, and what you believe matters. So let's go into that. So the law of attraction is basically, I think I have it here. I looked it up. The basic philosophy behind the law of attraction is that energy precedes manifestation. As such, positive thoughts may bring positive results into a person's life, while negative thoughts bring negative results into your life. And so like I kind of painted the picture of getting up, stubbing the toe, hitting the traffic, all the things, we get stuck in these feeling states. And so I have this and they're all of these feeling states have a vibration. So the stubbing of the toe day, I stub my toe, I'm angry about that, it really, really hurts. The bra broke, the traffic happened, and now I'm going to be late and I'm going to get in trouble, blah, blah, It's bringing my vibrations down and it attracts more of those things. This is why I hit every red light. This is why I got late for work, which is why my boss yelled at me, which is why, this and this, all those bad things happen because of my low vibrational states. So I just wanted to kind of show you how that works. So we've got shame and guilt and apathy and grief and fear and despair kind of at the bottom of the barrel here. And a lot of those have associated emotional states like humiliation, blame, despair, regret, anxiety, craving. And these are the views of life. So hopeless, evil, tragic, frightening, disappointing, miserable. This is a low vibrational place to live. So as we practice our spiritual practices, it starts to bring us up and bring our vibrations up so that we can start to attract higher vibrational things. We want to move into as much of that green or higher zone as possible. Once we get to willingness, that's your view of life is hopeful. When we get to acceptance, the associated emotional state is forgiveness, and our view of life is harmonious. Having those spiritual practices can make our view of life more meaningful. We have an understanding, we have a reverence. So all of these higher vibrational things will draw more higher vibrational situations to us. So again, it's like, if you've ever been in sales, and you are just on the zone, like everybody says yes, and somebody upsell, and you upsell all the people, and your sales team is doing great, and you're doing great, and it's just like one good thing after another. You can see why that's happening, because you have a good vibrational feeling state, and then it draws another good vibrational feeling state, and then another, and then another, and then another. Now, obviously, life is going to give you, we're having a human experience. So we're going to have those ups and downs. But with that spiritual practice, we can train our bodies to come back to these higher vibrational states more often. All right, so how do we get there? What do we do? How do we get to those higher vibrational states? It's hard to do when you first wake up and you stub your toe. To kind of start your day out in a certain way. So you got to say, okay, thank you for that. All right, so let's just go down the list that I have. So there's prayer, and that's a really good place to start. Visualization, as I've mentioned, that's part of the success formula. Visualizing the way you want things to be as if it's already happened. Can you imagine if you see yourself having the energy to play with your grandchildren or your kids, or being able to just go for walks or hikes with your friends or your sisters or whomever that you'd like to go on hikes or walks with. When you see that in your mind's eye, it's going to bring those feeling states to you. So you're visualizing the things that you want. The same goes with worry. If we're worried and we're visualizing, oh, the worst case scenario, well, what if this happens? And what if I lose all my money? And what if, the thing, and you're visualizing all the negative things, that's going to bring a lower vibrational feeling state, again, which will attract more of that. That's called the law of attraction. Meditation and prayer, they're similar. Meditation is more, well, there's so many different kinds of meditation. We're getting a treat tomorrow. We're going to do a guided meditation. So as I mentioned, if you guys can be on time, I know you guys have busy lives and I love it when you show up at all. That's great. But I think you'll get the most out of it if you can show up right at 9 a.m. Pacific time, just so that you get the buildup of how meditation works, or how I think she's going to present it. I don't know. So I think we're all in for a treat there.
Hey, Tammy.
Yes.
It's Lisa. I'm the one doing the meditation. Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks so much, Tammy. So I don't want anyone to be, people sometimes are afraid of meditation because they think they have to sit on the floor and in this crisscross applesauce kind of a pose, but you can just sit in a chair. I just don't want anybody to be afraid of it. And it's a lot of body scanning, breath work, and then there's going to be visualization, and then silence. And it's not going to be a long one because we don't have that much time. But when she's talked about prayer, then she talked about vibration. When you do that, you're elevating your vibration. The same with meditation. And Tammy, I'm sure you're going to get to some of these things maybe, but there's another kind of meditation, which is called a yoga nidra, which is a different kind of meditation where you send out a sankalpa, which is a heartfelt intention for yourself. Because especially women, we're always doing things for others, and we come last, right? Because we know, we can get it done, but and that particular one is you're laying on the ground and you have to stay awake. You can't go into that deep state. It's very helpful to manifest. That's another great one.
Are we going to do that tomorrow?
No, I mean, I can do that one tomorrow, but that's a little bit longer and people would lay down somewhere comfortable. If you prefer that one, I can do that one. I was going to do the loving kindness one, but I can, and a shorter version of that, or I can do a yoga nidra.
I think loving kindness sounds good, because we all need to learn how to be loving kindness to ourselves, because you're right. We give all that stuff to the others. As women, especially, we just loving kindness to the strangers, to everybody in your family,
Yep.
Everybody else, and I'm last. And that's right. There's nothing left for me to eat spiritually, or
Yep.
And
I will say about the law of attraction. For many years, I had it on CDs in my car, and I would just play it over and over and over again. And it truly does work. This is going to sound really strange and probably more personal than we need to get into, but I manifested a breast reduction for free. I just want to say that out loud. People think I'm crazy, but it happened years and years ago, but it does work. So whatever Tammy's saying is true. So if you ever want to read it or listen to it on CD, so you have it in your head, it truly is something. It's the energy out there.
What's it called though? What's it called?
It's called The Law of Attraction. It's a book, and it is also on disc. I don't know if it's still on disc. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, who has a CD player anymore?
Yeah. I actually have one in my car still, but yes, I would listen to it on long trips, and I would play it over. There's like 5 discs. I would play it all and over again. But I'm sure if you go on Amazon, you can still find it. It's nice to hear it though, and maybe they have it in like something where you can download it now as opposed to a CD.
Try
really
Audible.
Nice. Maybe Audible. So it's really nice to have someone speaking it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you reading it. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm sorry to hijack here.
No, I love that. Thank you so much. Thank
No
you so
problem.
much. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited for tomorrow. I think love and kindness, I think that sounds like a really good fit for all of us. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, that was good. Great. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So breath work, she's going to do some of that with us tomorrow, but I'll share with you. It's free and you can do it sitting at your desk. So if you're getting too many emails with, you've got to solve a problem at your job or something's stressing you out, you can take 1 minute and just do something called box breathing, where you inhale for a certain number and then you hold for a certain number, then you exhale for that same number, and then you hold the exhale. So maybe you inhale for 4, hold it for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold that exhale for 4. And then then go up. Go inhale for 5, 5, 5, 5, and then you can keep going up, maybe go up to 10. It'll take you maybe a minute, but I can promise you your blood pressure will go down. You can check your physical body. That's how quick it can work. So check your pulse, check your blood pressure before and after you do a little bit of breath work, and I bet you they both come down at least a little bit. But that's how your spiritual fitness can actually affect your physical body. In the training that I just did, in that functional nutrition course, they talked about stress being at the top of the list. Now, inflammation was really there, the top. And, that starts the cause of most of the conditions and sicknesses and illnesses that we have. But stress was right up there with the inflammation. So if we can lower our stress, we lower our risk for a lot of diseases. So that's why even taking a minute to do breath work or any of these practices can help. Gratitude journaling is always lovely and wonderful, and it's great to look back on some of your old days and to remember some things. But especially a gratitude journal, that's a higher vibrational space. You guys saw that vibrational chart. So if you're writing in your gratitude journal more often than not, if you're writing into, my mom writes in hers several times a day, and she truly is the most optimistic person I've ever met. You just would never meet anybody more who thinks the best of everything and everybody. Oh, it's going to work out perfect. It's going to be fine. Everything's great. Okay, that's not how I thought it was going to go, but this sounds good too. She's really grateful for the life that she has. So that's a great way to, again, raise those vibrations. Sometimes we just got to let stuff go. And talking about listening to something audible, I got Mel Robbins' book, Let Them. And I haven't lately because I've been working on my course, but that's a really good, it makes you feel like just let them. We're so worried about trying to control everybody, and these people are idiots in our life, or the problem people that just we can't seem to get rid of them. Let them be idiots. That's all we can do. Rather than trying to fix them and make it right and make them change and do the things. And now we're stressed out, and now I'm lowering my own vibration, and they're going to be idiots no matter what. We can't control that part. So just let them be idiots. Listening to that, walking in nature, can't stress that enough. Just seeing an ocean or a lake or a pine tree or a dirt path, to me, is just so chill. Forgiveness, that's a big, huge one. And that includes for yourself. I don't know how many times I can hear my clients, oh, I ate a cookie, and they're beating themselves up and beating themselves up and beat over and over. It's like, dude, you ate 1 cookie or you had 2 cookies. Like, okay, like you can't uneat it. So just forgive yourself, figure out a way to work that out better next time. What else could I do different? That's what you might put in your journal, but let it go after that. Back to, letting it go. Blessing your food. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Dr. Emoto. I would encourage you to go to YouTube and look up Dr. Emoto, Emoto, and then Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. And so he had 3 jars of rice, and it's only a minute or so long. So it's a really short video, but you will hear the message loud and clear. He has 3 things of rice. One of the things he blesses and he says, I love you, I love you, I love you. And he even writes the words love on the jar of the rice. The second jar, he does opposite. I hate you, you're stupid, I never wanted you, anything negative, negative, negative. And then the third jar, he completely ignored, never looked at it, never talked to it, just completely ignored it. After a 30-day period, the rice that was spoken love to was fermenting and doing all the wonderful things it's supposed to be doing. But the hate rice and the ignored rice was black and moldy and rotten and all of these. And if you look, there's all kinds of other people that do that experience, and it worked for them too, with the same results. But on the other side of it, if you have like the words love on water, and then you go under the microscope with the water, it will show you like the crystals. If it's partially frozen, the crystals will be beautiful, like a beautiful snowflake. But if you have the words hate on a glass of water, or you said to the water, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, and you look under the microscope, because once you get down that rabbit hole of going into YouTube to look for this stuff, you'll start to see these experiments. And the I hate you water was disformed kind of snowflakes. It was very, very different. So when we bless our food, it makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we're safe because we're getting, maybe God's going to help bless our food, whatever that means to us. But it also brings good vibrations to your food that you're about to consume and put into your own body. So blessing your food. And then contribution. Tony Robbins talks about the basic human needs, and contribution, is a huge one there. So when we're outside of ourselves and thinking of somebody, we talked about we're always the givers, givers, givers. But if we start to get into our selfish space and we can get into the place of contribution, that can also make us feel good. Like, especially if you go to like a homeless shelter or something where you have food to eat and you have a house to live in. And if you go somewhere where somebody has less than you, it brings a little bit of gratitude. Like, hey, I don't really have it so bad. So again, that can raise your vibration as well. And then music matters. So that headbanging heavy metal stuff, I suppose somewhere on the planet it has a space. I don't get it because I don't really care for it. But I know people out there like it, and good for you. But there's a reason why spas and places of massage and pedicures and stuff play really soft spa music, because it's very calming to your soul. And if your soul is calmer, we know what happens with the gut. The gut is not all jacked up in fight or flight. So music can really matter too. And as long as the music makes you feel good, if it's opera or if it's country music or if it's something in between, if it makes you feel good, it's a right choice. If it makes you feel like, turn it off. Turn it off. All right. So a Buddha said, what you think about, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. And I just put this picture of this, ocean with the palm tree. Just looking at that, does that not make you feel better? I mean, for me, let's just go there for a few minutes, shall we? All right, so just to bring all of this back to the success formula. Yes, we talked about it last week, and it's in Module 2 in the course. But what is it that you want to create for yourself? See it in your mind's eye. Remember, Buddha says what we visualize, we create. See it and feel it. We got to see it and feel it over and over and over again. And that's what brings the belief portion to the table. Because believing it is hard. If I tell myself, oh, I'm skinny, and I get on the scale or I look down, I'm like, no, I'm not. However, if I visualize it as if it's already done, 80 days from now, like 12 weeks from now, and I do that over and over again, the subconscious mind does not know real from imagined. So eventually the subconscious mind will believe it, but you've got to practice this on a regular basis. So write out your vision as you'd like it, as if it's already happened. Because once you believe it, the subconscious mind is a little egoic. It wants to be right, so it's going to find ways to make that happen. It's how you train that RAS, your reticular activating system, which is the part of your brain that will find the things that you're looking for. So if you're looking for health and wellness, you're going to see, oh my gosh, there's new tennis shoes on sale. Oh my gosh, there's a yoga studio opening up right next to my bank. Oh my gosh, there's this food that says it's low glycemic. Oh my gosh, this food is, the labels on foods, they'll jump out at you like they never have before. But it's practicing that success formula. All right, so with that, does anybody have any questions?
Hey, Tammy, it's Lisa again.
Yes.
You were talking about the music. I would just like to also say that sound bowl therapy and those kind of things, I do sound bowls, like you lay down and listen to the music, shall I say, with the bowls play, and it's all on a vibration.
And it's all what? It kind of got fuzzy.
And there are plenty of studies that you can go like on YouTube on a vibrational, you vibrate, everybody vibrates. And then you can get into, which I don't, your energy centers with Reiki and all of that. But what I was going to say was you can find on YouTube where people will put sugar or salt on a table and play different music, and it will start to form patterns. Similar to what you were talking about, talking hate or love to, they've done it with plants, your rice thing, but sound does change your inner vibration. So it is, what you said is totally on board with that. And it's something, if everybody's all over the country, so like if someone is interested in something like that, find someone who does sound baths and just go relax and just change your vibration.
I love that. And they have a lot of things on YouTube. That's what I do on Saturdays, because Saturday is kind of my cleaning the house day, or at least in the morning. And I'll go to YouTube and I just put in HZ because I never know what I want. And then it shows me the different hertz. And so there's 432. I'm sure, Lisa, the ones. It's vibrational, and it's just, because Nora, I like country music. You guys know I'm a country dancer. So that's usually my music during the week. But on Saturday mornings when I'm cleaning, I just want to start my day with that good sense, that good feeling. And you can play that in the background while you're at home, while you're cooking, while you're doing anything really.
It changes your mood. Yeah.
And it's free. It's on YouTube. So you can have, there's access to a lot of these things. And now that you guys are aware of it, your reticular activating system will be finding it. So I would challenge you at some point, even if you're sitting down to a prayer or meditation, you might have that in the background where you're getting a good vibrational sound. Or you could even do like the singing bowls. There's plenty of YouTubes with that as well. So if you like that sound and it makes you feel good, again, that's the key, is how do we feel? Because your feelings matter. So anyway, someone said in the chat, I think we're attracted to people in the vibration. Yes, in the vibration that we're in. Yes, 100%. Now, this is probably TMI, but I've been single for a long time, and it's like I'm dating the same guy. He has a different name and a different face, but he's doing the same stupid stuff. And it's like, okay, I need to change. I need to raise my own vibration. So I start attracting a different vibrational type of person. And the same thing as when I moved here, I have I guess we all have a vibe or vibration. When I first moved here, I attracted so many girlfriends of mine like mine that all like to dance. They like the country music. They like to do all the same things. And we were all so similar. And I moved here not knowing a soul. And I had a big circle of friends in absolutely no time because because that's who I was attracting. So there is definitely, Evelyn, you're on the right track with that. Um, let's see. She will be leading the group. Oh, yeah. So someone was asking who was talking. Now, her name is Lisa, and she will be the one leading the meditation tomorrow at 9 Pacific time. So hopefully you guys can make that. That's what Lisa does. She's into Reiki, and I'm sure she'll give her qualifications before the meditation tomorrow. But it just seemed like a good fit, especially with this week's topic. So and it'd be something different. If it's new for you, I would encourage you to join and just be open-minded to it. And as I've been telling you guys, as my coaching clients, as your beginners in this process, being open to new ideas and doing things in a different way. We want different results for our body, for our physical body, and our health and our wellness. So we've got to be willing to do different things. And you're not going to love all the things that I suggest. Maybe singing bowls doesn't work for you, or you don't care for the meditation, in that way, or whatever the case is, or the foods that we're suggesting. But the stuff that you do like, take that and run with it. What were you guys talking about in chat with the water? What did I miss? Oh, the rice experiment.
Yeah, I thought it was with water, but then you explained it and it was with rice. That's what I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, so check out YouTube, Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. But if you just even put rice experiment, anybody's in there. There's all kinds of random people. And the reason he even did that experiment, he was more so trying to discover what happens when we abuse children or speak negatively to them, or when we completely ignore them, when they're just ignored children, when they don't get the attention that they need. And as we learned, the ignored jar and the I hate you, I never wanted you in the first place jar, they both turned rotten and moldy and black and just awful. And you'll see the visuals of it. So it really give you a good visual. And also like what she talked about, the formations. I've heard that before. I forgot about it, but I've heard that before. So if you play the vibrations of certain music, it'll make the salt or the sugar do either a pretty or a not so pretty, depending on the music formation. So anybody else have anything to add to that?
My children did a science experiment and they played music to different plants. And the one that was really kind of the classical music, that's the one that grew the most.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised. I am not surprised.
Yeah. It was significant. It was crazy how much difference it was.
Wow. That's cool.
I've really enjoyed this, Tammy. I just wanted to say, I really appreciate how much, I know that this takes a lot of time for you to do these classes, and I just really appreciate it. I've learned a lot, and I just really appreciate you and everything that you do. I hope you know that.
Thank you so much. And, sometimes I pick topics, especially this one, could be kind of controversial. I could say I'm politically incorrect. I mean, anybody can go down that road, but especially when we talk about the autonomic nervous system, being calmer, being peaceful, having higher vibrations affects our physical bodies. It really, really does. So for me to not at least share some of this stuff, I feel like I'm cheating you, but it scares me sometimes. And I've gotten in trouble from Dr. Infantino because I've done this topic before. So what are you talking about spiritual fitness? And I said, no. This is what I'm talking. This is, I'm talking about the effects of stress on the body. He's like, oh, I'm talking about the autonomic nervous system. He's like, oh, okay. He's really so great to work for because he does give me a lot of freedom and just to kind of do what I do. And he doesn't micromanage me too much, ever really. So I do love my job, but thank you for saying that because I never know. By the way, if anybody has a topic that they're interested in that you haven't seen yet, it may be on the pike coming up if you haven't gone through all the 12 weeks. But let me know if you come up with something. I can at least add it. Like someone, when I did someone had said, "Hey, how come you never talk about parasites? I'd like to hear about that." And I thought, oh, that'll go perfect in my gut liver segment, because that's all kind of connected. And so it was a way for me to add something that apparently a lot of people wanted to know about that. Everybody was excited to learn more about parasites. So if there's a topic that I haven't done yet, maybe it's coming, or maybe it's going to be a new topic that I can build a new, content for these group calls. Who else? Anybody have something other concerning them moving forward?
Well, I'm coming up on my second cleanse. Today is veggie day 1, so it'll be interesting. So I have those 2 days, and then I have my 3 days, and then I have my 2 days, and then I'm going on my retreat. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. It's like perfect timing.
It worked out that way. I'm not changing anything. It's just
yes. See, the universe has spoken.
I put it out there and it happens, right? Can I share something that's really kind of cool? It kind of like falls right into what you're talking about. I took a class called Becoming a Master Student, and I had to create a 5-year planner of my life. And I ended up meeting my husband that way. It was kind of interesting. So it was, and so me and John are celebrating 30 years this December, but I made a 5-year planner of my life. The teacher gave it back to me and said, hey, you have to make it achievable. You had visualizations. It's like everything that you're talking about actually was in that class. And I ended up meeting John. I put an ad in the paper to make it achievable. John answered the ad. He actually proposed me 30 days after we met. We got married 15 months later, but I'm not kidding you. He was everything that I was looking for. He still is, actually.
Wow.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. So I know the visualization works. I am looking forward to being where I was before. And I told you I see that pair of pants on my closet door every day. I walk in there and see it, and I know it's going to happen.
As long as when you see those pair of pants, you feel happy and excited about it, and your vibrations come up going, oh, I'm going to wear those. I'm going to wear those.
Right. And I
you feel really
putting them on.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really wonderful.
You know what, Evelyn? Today is the first veggie day for me of my final cleanse program. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's funny.
Yeah. So good to know that you're on your first veggie day again. So am I.
So
the same is totally different.
It's kind of funny. I actually like the lemonade.
Yeah, me too.
I do too.
Me too.
Not everybody likes, everything, but I gotta say, I don't get too many complaints about the taste of the lemonade. Most people do like it.
Yeah.
I see that coming up in the book, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. If I was ever on Survivor, I'd be the one stealing everybody's rice. So
oh, no. Wow. It's preparing you for Survivor, Donna.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm telling you. It's not horrible. I think the thing that was shocking to me was I was not hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was afraid. I was so afraid I put it off starting for 2 weeks, but yeah, I wasn't hungry. Well, I take that back. One day I was hungry because I waited too long to start drinking my lemonade. I thought I couldn't start until 9 o'clock. So
Okay,
Yeah,
well, that
so
gives me
great.
hope that I can get through it then.
you got all these cheerleaders over here.
And Donna, that's the beauty of joining these group calls, because all you got to do is say that. And then all of we're going to call you guys ambassadors, the ones that have kind of come to the full 12 weeks, or at least like Evelyn's, she's experienced it. And then you hear, oh my gosh, it's not as hard. And you start to hear, she said that, and then she said it, and then she said, and then he said it. And it's like, okay, must be true. So you start, that'll raise your vibration, because your fear is leaving your body and excitement for the benefits is entering. So it's another reason to join these group calls, because you're going to start to feel better about the whole thing. Because at first everybody's like, oh, I can't have my coffee, and I can't have an ice cream, and I can't. And then I have to starve myself. And we get ourselves worked up. I told you guys when I did my exam, I worked myself into a frenzy. Like, I couldn't believe how I did that to myself. What was wrong with me? Because I knew I was going to pass. I just knew it. Because I studied my heart out, my ass off, like nobody has ever studied. I mean, seriously, on my weekends, it was 6 to 8 hours at the kitchen table all day, every day, like, or, during the week as well. But I studied. So I took the actions, and I saw myself, visualized it. I will pass. And I was aiming for a 90. I'm like, I got to get a 90. And I got a 92. So,
Wow,
yeah.
that's great.
Thank you. Yeah. And then after I hit send, and then it popped out right away. It gave me my result right away. And I was like, my heart was still racing 2.5 hours later. It's like, I don't know why I worked myself into that frenzy, because it was so unnecessary. But fear, false evidence appearing real. I just had I worked myself, oh, it's going to be hard.
So the best thing happened to me today. My husband gave me a hug goodbye, and he said, wow, I can actually tell that you've lost weight.
Oh, sweet.
That was just
That's
really
so lovely that he's part of this with you and for you and supportive. And it's not always the case with everybody, but that's wonderful. I love that. I love that. And Patricia, I'm glad you're enjoying this as well. So thank you for saying that.
Oh, I really am.
Cheering you on this week.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining. I really do appreciate you being here. I'm glad you enjoyed the topic. Hopefully you guys can come tomorrow. I saw some people in chat said they can't make it, but that's what replays are for. So hopefully you can get on those replays and enjoy that. And what's nice about, I'll record the meditation for tomorrow, but we can do it over and over again. We'll just go back into the group and just re-listen, and you can practice that every morning for as long as you want to, if you want to. So with that being said, I will say goodbye and thank you all for being here.